But I want to tell you what happened while you guys were in there getting these sweatshirts. Just because this is another thing. What do you do about strip clubs? What do you do about sexuality? What do you do about panhandling? All right. In L.A., we have lots of panhandlers. San Francisco, we've talked about the panhandlers. I think the San Francisco panhandler population has been subjected to an undue amount of stress. Yeah. A panhandler in San Francisco, he's living in an area where it's like it's Eternia in the He-Man universe. Like everyone has to be an action figure.
They had some of the worst, most draconian mayors.
There's no such thing as just a guy in an army jacket that needs $1. That guy's been fucking brushed off to like down the coast. In San Francisco, if someone's panhandling you, he's got a fucking teacup on his head. He's got an armor made of a furnace door. Like he's got a gimmick. He's got a spell he's going to cast. He's got a magic trick to do.
I used to live in San Francisco, and there was a panhandler who every time you walked by him, he would propose marriage, but in a very sincere way, and I always gave him money. I was always delighted by it. We had an agreement.
So here's what happened in Portland, outside that strip club. Well, Erin went back in to buy her T-shirt with you. There's no moral to this story. I'm just sharing it. Right. There was a woman walking down the street. I would characterize her as, I'm pretty sure I think her poison was drank. I think that she, but I don't know. I'm not a social worker. I don't know. It's not my job to judge her or appraise her or know what she's into or whatever. But I felt like looking at her, I was like, yeah, she's like me in 20 years. Yeah. And she was like, hey, do you have any money? And then Erin went to the thing. I said, I got this. I gave her a 20 because it's all I had. And I was just, well, I'm a tourist too, and you
literally said, I got this.
I did. I did say that. I said, I got this.
Because she approached and she said, dude, and held up her sign like she was my old friend, and she was like, you owe me $5. And I was following Jeff into the club.
And I said, I got this. All right. Yes, that's what I did.
You got off easy. I bought you guys $90 worth of Mary's Club swag.
So I gave her a $20 bill, and she gave me a hug, and we held each other, and she said, I wrote it down after she walked away. She said, I don't normally hug people, but you did me a favor. And then she broke the hug, and as she walked into the housing complex next to the strip bar, she said, and you know what I'm talking about. She turned to me, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, quite. But I feel like I may have killed you because I gave you $20, and you're taking it to the... So here's what happened next. Then 2 minutes later, because you guys were in the strip club buying a T-shirt,
Lou Reed walks in.
A couple walked by. It was like a homeless couple, the self-identified homeless couple.
This is why while I'm back buying you guys hoodies in Mary's Club.
So then the woman had she had sores on her face, like it was more of a methy thing.
Yeah.
Not like an alcoholic thing, more of a speedy thing. And she said, I wrote all this down because I wanted to talk about it tonight. She said, like, can I get some money? And I was like, I did literally, I gave all my money to another person. I'm sorry. And she said, we're crackheads. We're homeless. And then as she walked away with her male friend, she said, be really choosy around here. And that's fucking interesting. Because the first lady just wanted booze. Yeah. She needs crack. I don't know. It was weird. It's like, what? When are you a good guy? When are you a bad guy? You don't just like just panhandling in general. Like Spencer told me once. We should bring out Spencer in a second. Spencer Crittenton. He doesn't give to panhandlers. He told me once. What he does do,
he kills them.
I don't have the balls to do this. When he sees the guys in L.A., I don't know if this is like in every city, but in L.A., there's we have a infrastructure that supports like guys rolling down the street with a shopping cart full of tin cans. Like they go from door to door. They're fucking working hard, way harder than any of us work at getting like very little shit to like give to a corporation that gives them a couple pennies for their tin cans. And Spencer said he doesn't give to panhandlers. When he sees those guys aren't even asking for money. Spencer pulls over, runs out, offers them money.
I love that.
I mean, that seems like. And Spencer was like, but it's almost Darwinian too. It's creepy. It's like yeah, so the other people should they die? like what are we saying? Are we? That he knows work ethic. We'll give him money so that we can keep the.
I'm from LA. Like you see a guy laying in the street in LA, a homeless person, and they're laying in LA. Like it's a nice climate, but you see somebody on the streets in Portland, like it's cold out. Like it's weird to be like homeless here.
In Milwaukee, every year, it's the second coldest city or the first coldest city, depending on who you ask. If you ask somebody in Minneapolis, they'll tell you. They die.
Yeah.
There's a homeless population, and they die every winter. They die off like mosquitoes. It's not. I'm not making a joke. I'm saying like that's the horrible thing. So as human beings, they die off.
You called homeless people mosquitoes.
Yeah. That's. I'm saying that's the fucking horrible thing. They die off.
It's the horrible thing. Is
like it's a part of a biosphere.
When you see somebody that's homeless and someone's sleeping on the like I walked across the bridge from the southwest side to downtown. And it's just people like sleeping on the middle of the bridge on the thing, and you just walk by them. It's so weird. It's so
because you get other shit to do. But
you don't. You don't have.
I know you shouldn't have anything to do. You should like if you were playing a video game and you had like people walking everywhere, and there were some of them that were like laying down, you would dedicate all your energy until you had that. Moving up, that's the liberal perspective: is that a society should be judged by how you treat your lowest individuals.
I just think it's we live in a world where people think that life is a competition, and that when you see
that they're losing, they're losing.
And so, for me to identify with you means I would have to lower myself in that chess game. I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's lighten things up and bring Spencer out. Spencer.
Homeless deaths. Every winter. It's a culling.
Homeless deaths.
What
do you think? What do you make of this situation with panhandling, the homeless, the what?
Well, yeah, it is Darwinian. You encourage the people who are working, and you let the others, be cold.
That's what you're saying. You're saying.
How do you feel about like mental illness, and what do you?
I'm against it.
Wow.
Strong stance.
I'm sure some people make it work, but
You're against it.